What's going on, guys? Welcome back to part 2 of my scare stream that I had to back out of. Saturday was a really bad day for me, and I just couldn't finish those last 2 videos. They were just eating away at me emotionally, just to keep sitting here. And damn, I don't want to, disappoint you guys with just another minuscule, stream and all that. So I searched for 2 King Frostmere videos I haven't seen yet, and we're going to be examining those as well. So, without further delay, my wife.
Blah.
And now, part 2 of my Saturday Night Scares. We're going to start off with one of our King Frostmares that I found. Scary videos scared my subscribers pretty good.
Hello guys, tonight we want to enjoy some scary videos that have caused nightmares to some people, based on the comments. Now let's buckle up and stay frosty.
Ooh, I'm the scary ghost. Alright.
You okay?
Yeah. Real?
Fit. I don't know.
I'm sorry that I made you anxious.
It's alright. I very easily get panicked.
This video was sent by Eduardo and was apparently recorded by Emmanuel Rodriguez. He states that he noticed paranormal activity unfolding lately in his apartment, and a good night's sleep was pretty rare for him. This night he started to see shadows again, and odd noises from the bathroom were heard. He grabbed his phone to document these events.
Okay.
A shadow figure seems to disappear into the bathroom, which is pretty freaky. Emmanuel decides to go after it though. On first glance, nothing appears to be in the bathroom, but then a bottle gets thrown, and the recording ends. Now, what exactly could Emmanuel capture here? A tall dark figure can be seen.
I'll say this much: real or fake, this one had me on the edge of my seat pretty quickly. Especially that he was gutsy to actually go after that thing.
He's sure that it is of paranormal nature. And you?
I don't know. It's still something that could be faked.
The following unsettling video was recorded by Jose Alonso Flores. He started his job as a night guard recently and is patrolling a factory at night. He started filming after he heard the voice of a child and other unusual occurrences unfold. Was he anything strange that night? But what was captured on video speaks for itself, I find. During this filming, several disembodied voices can be captured that seem to be stemming from a child.
Donde no se escucha cosas. Ha perdido, ya no hay nadie. Ya que los trabajadores salieron, solo yo más estoy solo.
Is whatever tries to contact the night guard here, asking for his name. It appears to be an intelligent entity. And after a while it tries to lure Jose up the stairs to the outside. And it is there where he snaps a photo towards where the noises originate from. Could it really be the spirit of the child that got captured here? Certainly looks like a little figure. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a good capture.
Y tú también.
The next video was sent in by Anton, and it shows a group of friends from Peru who were on an excursion to some abandoned areas out in the desert.
I'm 50-50 on that last one. Actually, no, I'm leaning towards real on that.
After filming for a short while, they noticed that there was an opening that appeared to belong to an old mine. After having a conversation with his friends, the cameraman announces that he's about to make a move inside the cave that was just a couple of steps away from them. He seems to be amazed by the old stone fractures around him.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Nada? ¿Dónde vas? ¿Qué? ¿Pasa algo? Ah. Ya, pues esto está profundo, ¿eh? ¿Qué pienses tú?
It takes him a couple of steps until his dog notices something. Little did he know that there was something else with him.
Bueno, Pau.
It very clearly looks like as if two children are sitting in this cave. But take a look at this still frame. Was it maybe something more sinister waiting?
Nah, I'm not buying it. Let's say for argument's sake that it is that these were ghost children.
But take a
This person's shirt has wording on it. What ghost is going to care about wardrobe, let alone worded wardrobe?
look at this still frame. Was it maybe something more sinister waiting?
My guess is that it was just a couple of teenagers who were doing drugs in there and didn't want to get caught, so they didn't say anything or move.
For him in the dark. Video starts off in an old school in Argentina in the early morning hours. A neighbor had called the police because he saw that the door to the school had been left open and was concerned, which caused several officers to arrive at the scene. After they had arrived, they quickly realized that nobody had forced their entry into the building. The locks were still intact. Nevertheless, they make their way through the abandoned corridors. Bodycam captured them entering and exploring several parts of the school, and nobody seemed to be around at first. But after a moment, the camera seems to capture an unexplained shape.
What are you doing?
Right on. Right there, I see it. It's like a shadow figure right there. Ooh, yeah, I saw it. Okay.
At first it appeared to be a child, but then it almost looked like a woman in a white dress. What do you think? Was it an apparition? User Humble Racer shared the follow.
I'm leaning towards real on that one.
My buddy's grandma's house is haunted. Convinced him to do a midnight walk-in video. He saw this. Got another picture during the day, and there's nothing there. The glowing eyes happen over top the window frame, not window. I'm convinced. LOL. What you are looking at is a picture taken during the day for comparison. Raisin is actually talking about the following capture. An unidentified black mass with glowing eyes is standing right in front of the window, and it does not appear human. People say that they see a dark body connected to its head, a demon perhaps. Whatever was captured that night, this is stuff that nightmares are made out of.
There is a plausible explanation for that. The eyes are glowing because of the camera flash, and the body appears dark because the person was dressed in all black. So it's either that or it's a paranormal entity. I'm 50-50 on that one.
TikTok user Fabulous has documented the following encounters while basically just doing his job, not expecting anything weird. He works in construction and came across this non-occupied home.
Right, back to backyards. But for whatever reason, like this particular house right here behind me, it's vacant. I went inside, I got the code from the realty company, I shut off the AC from inside the house. This thing has been going off and on. Every time I'm back there, I feel like somebody's looking at me over my shoulder, like for real. Look, like I'm not even lying, like this place is vacant, like nobody lives in here. These are empty completely. I turned it off, this thing keeps going on and off and on and off. I don't know what it is, but I keep getting this eerie feeling when
I saw those too.
that.
Now, have you seen it?
I did see
It
that.
can be described as a white fog is forming right behind him and disappearing. He certainly had no explanation from where it was coming from either, but it is clear that it was cold outside and maybe somehow His own breath caused that. It's possible.
Mean.
Unfortunately,
Can you smell this?
Hmm?
Is this smell this or something?
What is it?
I guess it's some kind of burrito or something. I don't know.
It's like a bunch of rice.
Is it rice?
Oh, that is nasty.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I was thinking maybe it was shit at first because it smells like it.
You're right there live, folks. It's shit.
Seriously.
Yeah, just toss it.
Ugh, that's gross.
Is it a really bad food or something?
And make sure you put the fork in the sink first.
It's gotta be food because there was a fork in it. So that's disgusting.
It's shit.
I stepped in it. That's why I was wondering.
You stepped in it?
No.
Yeah, it was on the fucking floor.
Oh, that's nasty.
Fortunately for him though, he had to return to the site another day and decided to record a
Wow.
follow-up video there.
Look right here. Off. You weren't with us last time. Come on out. Do that you did last time. So I've been here messing with the timer and I keep hearing.
Guess what? He's hearing those inexplicable noises again.
No.
His mirror reflection scared me.
That. I heard somebody. No.
And just like that, the door closes behind him, with what he makes us to believe, no other physical contact involved. That and the light bulb flickering. Pretty strange. He says that he told his boss that he won't come back to this site, which is a shame. I'd like to see more of him. What is your opinion?
I think it's real. I mean, why else would that house be abandoned other than no one wants to live where a ghost is haunting? Tell you what, just out of my curiosity's sake, if I didn't have a family to look after, I'd probably live in a house like that, just for the experience.
This video was sent by our mom, and in it we have a group of young friends who were hanging out in their village one night. Apparently one of them had seen something odd in the forest. Reason enough for the group to see what exactly was going on.
Okay. What is that? Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Watch the way it moves. Right here, right here. Watch the way it moves right here. That looked too computery for me. I mean, the way he glides down without moving his arms is not natural. Fake.
The moment they spot whatever is lurking on the ground, they make for a quick escape. But what was it exactly?
So your CGI are a really bad puppet, but it's fake.
Is it really an unknown creature?
Sorry, it's fake.
Or maybe just a hoax. A plain mask on a stick? You decide.
Alright, that's that one down. Now, we're back at this one. 5 scary videos that terrified viewers. We're starting it over because I can. I guess.
Be careful. These scary videos have left viewers in a state of fear that is not easy to escape. Number 5. On first glance, Corson doesn't appear to be the kind of content we would discuss on this platform. However, he does have a series of videos documenting his experiences with the paranormal in his home. A veteran of the Marine Corps, Corey uploads a variety of content from short skits to game footage to random tomfoolery. On February 18th, 2014, he uploaded something different to his channel. Corey explains he had just hit record on his camera to record the dining room light swinging on its own. The moment he hit record, one of the chairs moved on its own from under the table. The visibly confused Corey moved in to investigate, and after kicking the table away from him, it quickly slides back towards him. Until this point, he remained relatively calm and even did not completely freak out. It should be remembered he was in the Marines, and it is possible he was exposed to countless tense situations, so his ability to keep his cool when others would freak out is understandable. The movement of the chair is also erratic, too much so to be moved by strings or something else. While it was plausible when it moved out from the table, it doesn't explain how it moves towards him, and there is no room behind him, and he is clearly not holding anything when it happens. This proved to be only the first instance of several. The next convincing piece happened on May 7th, 2014. Corey explains he had been having issues with a storage drawer in his house constantly opening on its own. He sets his camera down to record while he leaves to go work out. Sure enough, right when you hear him leave, the door opens on its own. Strangely, it appears as if something has pushed it open from the inside, as the doorknob doesn't turn. It also takes some considerable effort to do so, meaning it couldn't just have randomly opened by itself. One would have seen hands on the inside of the door as it opened if it was a prank, even if they were seen for just a second.
Now, here's the only problem I have with this clip. When you rewind it, you can see that at the start it's not fully closed. You can still see the hinge right there, which leads me to believe that while I don't think it's a hoax per se, I think it could be explained by a faulty door hinge, causing gravity to take over on a door that's not closed all the way, and forcing it open.
One would have seen hands on the inside of the door as it opened if it was a prank, even if they were seen for just a second. However, none can be seen and the area is light enough any strings would be visible. Throughout his life, he has lived in haunted homes. This has been known to happen to people, so it is possible Corey holds some sort of connection with the paranormal, and they are attracted to him. In November of the same year, Corey was in the garage replacing the garbage bin when the garage door opened on its own. The stunned Corey is seen on the CCTV looking around, certain someone is there. He explains there are 3 ways to open the garage: pushing the button close to the door as you enter from the house, by putting in a code on a keypad outside, or via the push button in his mom's car.
He mentioned the fourth possibility, a technical glitch.
Also explains his mother was out of town at the time, and one can clearly see nobody has pushed the button next to the door. Furthermore, if someone were right outside typing in the key code, we would have seen their shadow creep out from under the door. Nobody is there, and Corey is left perplexed. Since no harm has come to him or his mother, it is unlikely whatever is living with them means any harm, either just a prankster or genuinely confused about what's going on. What do you think? Number 4. Our next entry reunites us with Dark Ghost, a Russian paranormal investigator who has encountered some truly terrifying entities. However, this latest video quite possibly takes the cake in what he himself describes as the scariest house he has investigated. An email with coordinates brought Dark Ghost to the location in question. According to the message's text, the girl who sent it claimed an elderly couple once resided there and experienced countless disturbing occurrences, mainly from the home's basement. Among them were unexplained noises, including full conversations and something attempting to open the basement from below. After the couple passed, the home was inherited by their relatives. However, they refused to move in, and the home has been abandoned ever since. Dark Ghost's investigation starts off quiet, and he states he hasn't experienced anything, and it is already reaching 11:30 p.m. He then proceeds to set up stationary cameras, and that is when the activity starts. Not long after he leaves the room,
I've seen this
the
one
static
before.
cam witnesses a glass move on its own. Sliding close to the edge of the shelf it is on. None of the other glasses are disturbed, and it wasn't knocked by anything, as it wouldn't slide in such a manner if it were. It is almost as if something is either pushing or pulling it. It is then tipped off the edge and breaks. Dark Ghost was in the middle of explaining to his camera what he did when he heard the glass break, and that's when things get really crazy.
Сейчас, чуть попозже еще подпишу.
Without warning, the entire house begins to aggressively shake.
Did you hear something big? I heard like a weird clicking sound.
I didn't hear clicking, I heard me stir a little bit.
That might have been what I heard.
Enough to send bricks collapsing from the ceiling. This lasts only a few seconds before ending just as suddenly. Dark Ghost, well stunned, thankfully is uninjured and moves in to assess the damage.
Right, now
as
I
he
wanna-
is inspecting the kitchen.
Okay, now I'm just going on record and say this here. Because we saw the room that he was in shaking too, it's understandably feasible to just dismiss that as an earthquake
This lasts only
and not something paranormal.
a few seconds before ending just as suddenly. Dark Ghost, well stunned, thankfully is uninjured and moves in to assess the damage. As he is inspecting the kitchen, where the static camera is, he is startled by what sounds like a floorboard being pushed up, followed by several loud bangs from the other room. They sound either like a fist pounding against a wall or floor, or very heavy footsteps, but it is difficult to tell. Inspired by what has happened, Dark Ghost decides to start an EVP session in an attempt to communicate with whatever is there.
Кто вы?
He starts by asking if anyone from the spirit world is present, and despite receiving no immediate answer, eventually the device comes back with "Help us." He continues to press for the entity to identify itself, and soon after it responds with, "We've been trapped." When asked where, it responds, "He trapped us down here." Earlier, when Dark Ghost heard the floorboard move, it has been covered in rubble. It again requests help and asks Dark Ghost to open the basement. However, 30 seconds after this request, something else appears to come through and say, "Don't open it," followed by, "They're lying."
Не открывай. Они врут.
Clearly, there are multiple spirits communicating, each with contradicting requests. After several more requests to open the basement, an entity replies with a chilling phrase, "I will deliberately eat your heart."
Я сейчас, друзья, специально...
Я сожру твое сердце.
By now, it is clear one of the entities there has malicious intent against Dark Ghost, and while he initially states he will not open the basement, and receiving some talk back as a result, curiously gets the better of him and he decides to lift the floorboard and venture down. At first he attempts to use an RC car fitted with a camera, but unfortunately the camera battery dies. Despite his better judgment, he ventures down himself. After a few minutes of crawling without incident, he stumbles across a small bone in the dirt. As he takes a closer look, a sudden noise as if something hitting metal can be heard in front of him. At the same moment on his static camera, left to hold to the basement, a shadow figure can be seen against the cupboards in the kitchen. As it vanishes, he emerges and claims to have heard hissing from below. As he is working to get the boards back in place, a very loud hiss sends him rushing out of the hole. This proves to be all he can take, and all for his safety, he returns the board to the floor and decides to leave it for the night. Something in the home clearly wants out, and to cause harm, but one must wonder who the other poor soul trapped with it is, willing to warn others not to fall for the lies the other spirit says. Number 3.
Yeah, with all that information, yeah, I'm willing to believe that's real.
Doc Michael is a Korean-based YouTube channel run by duo Tichi and Michael. The pair travels to various alleged haunted locations across South Korea and document their experiences. On March 21st, 2021, Michael ventures alone to what is said to be the grounds of a passed-away shaman. The first 2.5 minutes of the exploration are rather quiet, but that changes when he finds what looks like a small office or reception desk. He is checking out some paintings left there, and he is startled when he smells what resembles ash. This could explain the box of matches on the table, but he gets a fright when a knife left on a plate starts moving on its own. This causes him to flee the room briefly, before he returns and tosses the knife outside. Later, after cautiously passing in front of a mirror, he peers into the next room and is startled to see what appears to be candlelight coming from the other side of some faded glass. As he discovers, to his relief, it is just a street light. His live chat starts frantically typing to look at the ceiling. Confused, he looks all over the ceiling but finds nothing. But that's when they tell him to look at it through the mirror. He does so, but again finds nothing. However, the chat seems to have seen something on the ceiling through the mirror when he passed by it earlier. It's hard to tell if there is actually something there, but maybe you can see it for yourself. Deeper into the house, he sees a roll-out poster sticking out around the door. Much to his shock, it appears to be lightly moving up and down, as if trying to roll itself. It gets a good way up before dropping down again, leaving the startled man to slowly creep around. On the parchment is what appears to be a caricature of a being or symbol. Eventually, he starts asking if whatever is there will talk to him. A loud sliding noise startles him. The investigation escalates when lights in the room starts flickering on and off without explanation. His voice becomes more distressed at this point, and he is clearly reaching the end of his nerve. However, he ventures into the room where the light came from to investigate, only to find nothing there, and that the electricity doesn't even work. Despite seemingly confirming this, he finds another flickering light in the next room. As Michael tries to peer around the corner, a section of the wall falls and almost lands on top of him. Clearly, something doesn't want him around. He makes a quick exit from the room, then returns to apologize and ask to talk. However, he doesn't stay long, seemingly compelled to another room. There, he finds a photograph left on a table. Could this be who he has been encountering? The creepiest encounter of the entire night is when Michael peers into a dark room, only to see a figure moved in the shadows.
Huh?
The figure resembles a shoulder, with its neck and head obscured. Something remains within these walls, and Michael is clearly convinced he has communicated with something. Hopefully the duo will return together and conduct another investigation in the future. Number 2. Alberto Del Arco is a paranormal investigator based out of Mexico. They're convinced he has...
Huh?
Now, this could be my imagination, but it looks like there's another figure right here sitting on a couch.
The figure resembles
Right
a
here.
shoulder, with its neck and head obscured. Something remains within these walls, and Michael is clearly convinced he has communicated with something. Hopefully the duo will return together and conduct another investigation in the future. Number 2. Alberto Del Arco is a paranormal investigator based out of Mexico, another veteran of YouTube paranormal channels. He has been posting investigations since 2009 and has amassed over 2 million subscribers and nearly 256 million views. In his latest video, he and his team visited an abandoned school almost completely reclaimed by the surrounding woods. Encounters begin rather quickly upon their entry.
Yeah, I know, I
as they
heard
hear
that
the
sound
voice
too.
of a girl say "Aqui." This roughly translates to "in here." Could the spirit of a former student be leading them to her location? Chillingly enough, the apparition of a little girl briefly appeared in front of Arco as the ghost was speaking, then disappears as the flashlight is pointed at her. Could this be the same ghost who was speaking? The team walks into the room where the apparition appeared and finds several desks, shelves, and even old school books in poor condition. As they continue to search the room, another figure is seen moving silently past a window to Arco's left. It is hard to see on its own, but the crew thankfully enhanced the image in editing. The figure appears humanoid, albeit cloudy and disfigured. A minute later, Arco captures what appears to be an orb briefly appearing on camera, moving from right to left. Wow. As the team moves to another part of the building, faint laughs can be heard coming from the woods. They all hear it and pause.
Sí, soy algo atrás allá.
Considering they are in a wooded area, the possibility of some sort of wild animal cannot be forgotten, but considering all the activity they have gotten already, could this be a spirit laughing at them from the woods? The second possibility seems more likely, when the team hears a man scream soon after.
Los baños. Güey, ¿oyeron?
This time the sound is clear and resembles a grown man rather than an animal. It is also louder than the laugh, as if it is closer to their position as they are about to enter a bathroom. The team is startled back by a dog barking. While unseen, it is close to where they are. They walk around to see if they can find where the barks are coming from, but find no such luck. However, it is likely just a stray dog who has made the derelict building its home and is trying to protect themselves. Not wanting to go up against the dog, the team ventures away from the building and into the woods. They soon stumble upon a second structure. As they enter, more dogs still barking from inside, so they proceed with caution. Over the barks, Arco hears what sounds like a woman crying. This is terrifying for anyone who knows the legend of La Llorona from Mexican folklore. It is now Arco asking the crew to turn off their lights to look. Dog howls can be heard resembling the crying, but a distinct woman's cry can also be heard if listened closely. As
I
the
can't hear it,
investigation
yeah.
comes to a close, Arco leaves a static night camera at the location overnight and captures an apparition floating in the room above some chairs and desks. Were all of these encounters related to one another, or did they happen to be lucky to find multiple different entities at once? I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and when they and their brothers Twin Paranormal on. Twin Paranormal is a channel started by two brothers, Ryan and River. They first encountered the paranormal when they and their parents moved into an old house in Reno, Nevada. Since then, they have been dedicated to finding answers. Since their channel started in April 2018, they gained 91.4k subscribers and have released hundreds of videos detailing their investigations. Their videos are of high production quality, resembling feature documentaries akin to ghost adventures. Furthermore, they have various series on the go pertaining to different themes. In January 2021, the crew of Twin Paranormal released their first series regarding family hauntings. By request, they came to the aid of the Kemp family of Las Vegas. The couple have several objects in their home who belonged to passed away relatives, something they believe could be a link to the haunting. As explained by Nicole and her partner Matthew, her daughter has been speaking to unseen figures. She has been observed blowing kisses to the air and saying she is talking to someone named Lean. This has led to speculation she is speaking to Matthew's passed away grandmother, Colleen. Matthew explains he was close to his grandmother, but there was tension between her and Matthew's parents. Her passing had a profound negative impact on Matthew, and he descended into depression. Now, strange things are happening in the Kemp family home. Two pieces of memorabilia belonging to Colleen, including a pair of taxidermy longhorns, which she loved and cherished, and a sign reading Munchkin, which used to hang up in the bar she owned. Nicole discussed how the strange happenings were infrequent at first, but are now occurring several times a day. She also started developing severe anxiety shortly after moving in, resulting in panic attacks and at one point a seizure, despite never having them before nor having a history of epilepsy in the family. Furthermore, Nicole's son started sleepwalking, often having night terrors when happening. The crew starts off their investigation simply by introducing themselves and asking a series of questions without equipment. Not long after this session begins.
Can you make a noise in here for us?
What? Did you hear something?
Yeah. Couple knocks.
A mysterious knock is heard from nearby. This proves some sort of intelligence and what is haunting the home, as it is right after the team asks for it to make a noise. Intrigued, Ryan puts on headphones to listen through a parabolic microphone and asks why the entity is here. A faint whisper can be heard, followed immediately by one of the team's devices going off. Unfortunately, it is hard to hear what is being whispered, or whether it was the device itself.
Why is she the only one able to see you?
Religion.
As Ryan is asking why only the daughter can see it, the answer he gets doesn't make any sense. Ryan asks if it intends to hurt the family, and warns if it is, then it isn't welcome.
Are you here to hurt this family? Because if you are, then you are not welcome here. Oh my, just got the chills.
Through the EVP device, the team captures a thump sound, like something dropped or was brushed against. Furthermore, the team starts to feel chills and a drastic shift in the energy of the home. Ryan soon gets another intelligent response when naming Nicole and Matthew out loud. After saying Matthew's name, a faint voice can be heard saying yeah.
Her boyfriend's name is Matt.
The crew is able to hear it with their own ears, and all visibly reacted to hearing it.
Are you connected to Matt? Nicole's boyfriend.
When asking if the entity is connected to Nicole or Matt through the EVP, Ryan hears what sounds like, "I can't." All this occurs within the first 10 minutes of the investigation. None of the crew's reactions come off as fake or forced, and all remain relatively calm throughout the first session, which makes these events quite believable in my opinion. Everyone's afraid of the dentist, but I...
Whew. Those were some scary ones. Alright. The next one is the other one from King Frostmare, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but this one was uploaded all the way back in January 10th, 2021. I couldn't find any other recent ones that he did that I hadn't seen yet. So this was... next best thing. Here we go. Mysterious videos too scary for a late night.
Guys, time for more mysterious videos. I hope you are ready for some entertainment. Now let's get ready, buckle up and stay frosty. Earlier this week we have taken a look at the haunting which takes place in the apartment of Remy Coates. Poltergeist activity as well as an eerie apparition can be captured, almost on a daily basis at this point. She has asked for help on Reddit, but to this day nobody was really able to help her. Last night she has placed 2 camcorders to capture the latest happenings, and this is what was recorded. Listen closely.
Yeah, it's stomping around.
For some reason, the ornaments which are mounted to the ceiling seem to be moved, just like the plant underneath. And then watch between the clock on the wall and the picture. It seems to be getting darker there for some reason. And where do these noises come from? Creepy for sure, but what really took the cake is the following capture that Raimi could come up with. She states, "The shadow person was in my bedroom, next to the door where I captured the video. Could it be the same ghost figure she had caught on video earlier? What do you think?"
Possible. It could also be just a friend of hers, and with a fast moving camera shot.
The following clip was sent to me by Ayumi, and she told me that she had it in her collection for quite some time. It was recorded by 2 friends in a high school who were part of a dance class and were practicing some moves after regular hours in their classroom. Nothing really weird popped up at the time, and they didn't think that anything scary unfolded that afternoon. That is, however, after rewatching their dance rehearsal at home, they had to change their minds, as you will see for yourself in a minute.
And remember this, there's a shadow figure in the corner of the room on the other side where the camera is facing.
The 2 girls swore that nobody else was with them in the classroom. Can we believe that? The potato camera says otherwise. A friend perhaps, or something otherworldly. A creepy encounter for sure.
Looks like she's bending down to pick something up.
The following capture was shared by user Rugby5 and it was quite the interesting one. He states that his mother went to the infamous Sorrel Wheat House in Savannah, Georgia. It was built in 1835 and nowadays acts as a historic museum, which offers ghost tours to people who are interested in the paranormal. Rugby's mother took a couple of images of an empty and darkened room in there, and on one of them, this appeared. People say it looks eerily similar to a face. Maybe a being from a long forgotten time period. Apparently this face was only seen on the following image, and it would almost appear as if the head was moving, hence the motion blur. But it's hard to say what exactly we are looking at here. A paranormal capture, or something more explainable.
It could be from a painting.
What do you say?
You know, museums like that, it's not uncommon for those to have artwork.
It's been a long time since we have taken a look at the paranormal investigations of fellow investigator Phil Koch. Many years ago, he was sharing some of the best footage on his very own YouTube channel. Tonight we want to take a look at some of his most entertaining captures. In the following recording, he was investigating a supposedly haunted attic with a friend.
7. And I think there was about an hour since we heard those footsteps coming through here, but I don't know what that was from. What's our average temperature?
It's about 37, 38.
That's why I'm cold. And I'm getting like a 0.2 all the way through the room.
Like it's going to 45. There's 50. Oh, I got a 50.
I got a reading here.
Okay. I'm out.
Reading here.
Okay. I'm out.
Interestingly enough, nothing besides a garbage bag was placed on the chair that moved on its own. Yet, it looks almost as if there was something sitting on it. Maybe just pareidoia.
It does look like
On
something
another
sitting on
night,
it.
Phil went to one of the most haunted locations he had ever explored, the Alchemist Theater. He went for a quick preliminary investigation on his own first, before deciding if he and his team should devote a whole night to this place. Apparently, there were countless reports from actors who had seen creepy-looking shadow people in the catacombs of this old theater.
In this hallway, when they come down here, they hear footsteps, they hear people talking, but this hallway is supposedly haunted.
Oh, jeez!
I remember that. It was it was a stage prop that scared him.
Okay. Shh. Oh, jeez. Okay, it's a theater. I'm sorry. This scared me. Look at this. Okay, everybody, look at this.
Yeah, understandable. I would say.
I'm looking for the doorway to the upstairs with this little thingy. Here's a doorway. Here's a way out. Jeez! I'm out of here. I don't know where I am.
But before gathering his team, he decided to give the showroom another look, and something really odd unfolded
Set
there.
up in this corner here, and I'm just gonna sit. We got a furnace running, so there's sound, but I'm just gonna sit and listen. I don't know. See what happens. Sitting here for a while. Something just moved behind me. Jeez.
Did a paranormal entity just play some tricks on him? If that was the case, it certainly wasn't finished with him that night.
got lights on in here. We got lights on. We're in the basement of the Alchemist, and it's about 1 a.m. And I'm shooting the first round through this hallway here, behind the door. Everything's walking around, but that's probably tenants upstairs. So, like, it sounds like from upstairs, but there might be people up there. Oh, jeez. Let's make some more noise. Hello? Anybody in here? Well, besides the people upstairs. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look, see if this prop is still back here again. And we'll take a look. Come on! See if this prop is still back here again. And we'll take a look. Come on!
Apparently, something pulled open the doors.
The door open? No, the door was open. That door was closing. If anybody's in there messing with me, I'm gonna kick your ass. Oh, jeez. Okay, flashlight. Hello?
Phil then makes it into this room and something slams the door behind him.
Hello? Hey. Cameras. Out.
Whatever inhabits this old theater clearly wanted Phil out of there. Maybe we take a look at the follow-up visit another time. What do you think happened here? Was it all just a hoax? Or a real haunting?
I think it was real.
At this point, I want to thank all my members and sponsors for your monthly support, and a big shout out to my Frosty advisors, Megan, Noel, Frank. Now let's take a look at Abdullah Al-Anbari, and let's see if he ventured to any haunted locations lately. And what do you know? He also traveled to a new deserted house to investigate for anything paranormal. This house in particular also seemed to inherit a lot of poltergeist activity on first glance.
I don't think I've ever seen this one before. No, I don't think so.
يا أحد لو سمحت بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله.
Yeah, I gotta admire this guy's guts. To he sees a door opening by itself, and rather than run away from it, he charges that door.
The activity then seemed to have calmed down at first, at least for the moment.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة من شر ما خلق. بسم الله. في أحد هنا؟
Was something making it into this room?
لو سمحت. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Whatever wanted to get Abdullah's attention now lured him into one specific room, it appears.
الباب ترد الباب قدامكم. في أحد؟ بسم الله. بسم الله. حمام.
I don't
Does
see
this
anything.
face belong to an animal or something that we can't fathom? Maybe just a friend of his. What's your opinion?
That's that's a glare reflection coming from his flashlight.
Thanks for watching.
No, that wasn't too bad to end on. While I do think that some of the stuff that happened during that investigation was real, the last part with the face, pareidolia. Alright guys, the one we've been waiting for. Nuke's Top 5. Top 5 scary ghost videos to creep you out.
Scary things on camera. Opening a doorway. Tomo and Hiro from the YouTube channel Omagatoki Film claim that a real estate agent reached out to them concerning a house that he found extremely difficult to sell. The agent says that the house once belonged to a family of 3 who mysteriously went missing in 2013, leaving behind all of their personal belongings in the house. The current owner is desperate to sell. He believes that there's a dark presence inside the home and wants nothing to do with it. He absolutely refuses to go inside the home or even get close to it. And all of these strange stories about the haunted house have kept buyers away as well. Tomo and Hiro say that the real estate agent and the owner reached out to them to find an explanation for the creepy alleged haunting inside the family home. When the two go to investigate, the current owner warns them to keep the doors closed at all times. But he doesn't explain why.
There's only any doors in the house open, make sure you close all the doors. When I was told that, I thought the owner was religious and believed in that sort of rule.
はいはいはい。開けて
You
取っ
have
た
to
ら
close the door. That's
そ
what
の
we
ドア
definitely
を
have to
必
make
ず閉める
sure.
いうことは絶対守ってくれっていうことだったので。分かった。ちょっと待ってちょっと待って。こうやって今ここから開けて入ったと。このドアを必ず閉める。なんでだよ。
Heeding the creepy warning, Tomo and Hiro respect the owner's request and close each door behind them whenever they step inside a new room. The two investigators immediately get the sense that something about the house is just a bit off.
違和感を覚えることが一個あって。
I'm getting that. I'm not even there, and I'm getting that vibe.
扉をさ開けたら閉じるようにっていうことを僕らきつくお願いされたんじゃないですか。にもかかわらず、押し入れだとか、引き戸が半開きなの逆に。あでもさっきもそうか。そこも全部そうか。ほらもう全部開いてるもん。
Strangely enough, Tomo and Hiro discover that many of the closet and cabinet doors are half open, contradicting the strange warning that they got to leave all the doors closed at all times. They don't think much of it and just continue their investigation. But did you see it? Tomo and Hiro are completely unaware of what they just...
Wait. I'll see if I can find it for myself first.
Strangely enough, Tomo and Hiro discovered that many of the closet and
I did see it. Oh my gosh.
strangely enough, Tomo and Hiro
Feet. Feet right there. Legs.
discovered that many of the closet and cabinet doors are half open. Explorers begin to hear a seems to be standing. They just captured on. They don't think much of it and just continue their investigation. But did you see it? Tomo and Hiro are completely unaware of what they just captured on camera. But watch again. Someone or something seems to be standing right behind the rack of clothes, as two bare feet can be seen underneath. But the investigators just don't notice. Soon the two explorers begin to hear a strange ringing sound that they believe to be coming from the home's, quote, altar room. A room that is dedicated to Buddhist prayer and sometimes houses altars meant to honor the dead. They go to investigate, and things take a terrifying turn. I ask again, did you see it?
Dang it, I keep missing things.
After Tomo and
I saw it. Right there, a ghostly figure. Right there. Dang it. Right there, you see it? There's the face.
もう閉めてないよ。見えるし。
I ask again, did you see it? Right after Tomo and Hiro enter the altar room and Tomo is closing the door, a pair of feet can be seen once again.
I didn't see that
but this
part.
time, much closer. What makes the footage even creepier is that only moments earlier, in the same spot, there was nothing there. Whatever is in the home with the two investigators seems to be following them. And then, when they turn their back, the sliding door seems to open on its own. Hiro decides to do a solo investigation in the altar room in the hopes of capturing any paranormal activity. He sets up a static camera and then just sits in the dark and waits. After 30 minutes, nothing has happened. So, Hiro gets a bit bored and decides to go check out another room. And this is when things get truly bizarre. Hiro hears a sliding door move on its own, and he discovers that the door to the altar room has once again mysteriously opened on its own. The investigator hears the bizarre ringing sound again, and when he turns around, he sees the creepy face of something staring back at him through the sliding door. Hiro gathers his courage and approaches the door. He opens it, and the face disappears into thin air. There's no one there. So did Hiro and Tomo capture paranormal evidence of a haunted home? Could it be the restless spirits of the family who mysteriously disappeared? Let me know what you think. You can watch this entire video over on the YouTube channel Omagatoki Film. It stares back.
That was still just the first. That was almost 10 minutes. Wow.
In a tiny town on the outskirts of Wagoner County, Oklahoma, Reddit user LividExcuse1640 and a friend are cruising down a deserted road in the middle of the night in the middle of nowhere. They approach a long abandoned house that Reddit user LividExcuse1640 says has always seemed a bit creepy and has been sitting deserted for many years for unknown reasons. On a whim, he takes out a battery-operated spotlight and decides to shine it right into the windows of the abandoned house. The guys spot something downright chilling.
There it is.
I still stand by it. It's like a mannequin or something like that.
Close to them.
Holy Go, 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 go.
On camera, the friends catch a pale, creepy face that seems to appear from nowhere, peeking back at them from the darkness inside the house. Even when hit by the bright spotlight, the white face appears to have no recognizable features. When they realize what they are looking at, the guys hit the gas and speed away from the abandoned house. Reddit user Livid Excuse 1640 says that he's visited the house before, and it appears that whoever used to live there left in a hurry. So what do you think this is? Is it something paranormal? Is it just a strange trick of the light? Or is there something in there? Let me know down below. Scary people, places, and things. Now this next video was sent in to me privately by a Nuke's Top 5 viewer, but the source is unknown. All I know about the video is that a couple is out hiking through the Romanian woods when they spot something terrifying in the distance. One of the hikers pulls out a phone and starts to record.
Что плакать тебе?
Ты не можешь на самом парк. Долго не космос, как ты.
Uite. I-am dat drumul? I-am dat
Nu
drumul?
să știu cu telefonul ăsta așa în pula mea, că te vede că o filmezi.
Bă, pula morții, i-am dat drumul?
Să uită, handicapatul vrea.
Oh.
In the video, the two anonymous Romanian hikers wonder aloud whether, quote, they released it. I can only assume that they're referring to the strange pale figure in the video that looks like something right out of a nightmare.
It looks like a crazy,
But I'm honestly not sure
escaped
just
mental
what
patient.
this is. Could it be something paranormal, a creature, or just a very bizarre-looking person clad all in white?
My guess is that it's either an escaped mental patient or a friend of theirs that they put a lot of makeup on.
I leave it up to you to decide. One bizarre day in Voronezh, Russia, a grandfather and his grandchild are enjoying a day out walking in the fresh air. They decide to stroll down one particular city sidewalk, and it turns out to be one of the worst decisions of their lives. Now, in accordance with YouTube guidelines, let me point out beforehand that absolutely no one was hurt in this video, but it was very close.
Whoa!
The grandfather and his grandson escape an incredibly tragic fate by only a split second, as a large chunk of concrete comes hurtling down from a building above. The two are unharmed, and so is the woman passing by. But what really makes this footage so terrifying is the fact that this was an intentional act. Turns out, a group of inebriated Russian teenagers found their way onto the roof of a tall apartment building. They then deliberately threw this large block of concrete off the roof with the intention to hurt someone terribly. Later in the footage, these same teens can be seen admiring the shattered pieces of concrete. Despite the video evidence, these teenagers were never caught. This footage just goes to show that sometimes people are much scarier than anything paranormal. Frank from the YouTube channel Franco TV goes on a very creepy exploration.
That's some messed up shit right there. those teens that were having fun could have killed a 3-year-old.
Through an abandoned Grand Hotel in Montgomery,
and they got away with it.
Alabama. Frank plans to perform a ghost hunt, but little does he know that the large building he is about to explore is now home to something much scarier than ghosts and apparitions. It turns out that a group of aggressive and dangerous homeless squatters have taken over the abandoned building. As Frank starts his ghost hunt, things soon take a very frightening turn.
I gotta be careful. I totally just heard somebody. Holy crap. That's a homeless guy. I'm gonna get out of here for a second. Go, 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 go.
Wherever Frank goes, he keeps running into potentially dangerous squatters and just barely avoids confrontation. Even though he's somewhat aware of the danger, Frank still continues to explore. But he has no idea just how close the angry squatters are watching him.
I'm literally looking for other locations here that I haven't recorded just yet, but because there's so many people here, I have to be extremely careful and cautious at what I do. Because the last thing I need to do is get robbed, mugged, or anything. But this place is huge. It's like 4 buildings in one. I'm already getting sounds of people.
Frank is distracted by unexplained sounds and is talking to his camera when he passes one of the hotel room windows. To his viewers' horror, a hooded man can be seen standing right at the window, just staring at Frank as he goes by. At the time, Frank is completely unaware of the danger he's in, so he just keeps on filming and exploring, with no idea of what he just encountered right next to him. Now obviously this is not one of Franco TV's usual paranormal videos. In fact, if anything, it might be even scarier. Watch this full crazy exploration over on the YouTube channel, Franco TV. Reaching out from beyond. Popular Chinese ghost hunter Xiao Long is exploring
Anxiety inducing right there is what that was.
an allegedly haunted location in a small village on the outskirts of Xinjiang, China. This time Xiao Long is investigating a sprawling farm where a large extended family used to live. Locals claim that years ago they would often hear screaming and shouting coming from the farm. They say that the head of the family, an elderly man, had a very bad temper and was often cruel to his family. One by one, his children and grandchildren moved away from him to the big city. His family never returned, and eventually the old man passed away all alone inside his farmhouse. Xiaolong is recording a live stream as he explores the farm grounds all alone. At first, he finds strange talismans on and above many of the farmhouse doors, suggesting that someone has been there to try to ward off evil spirits that might haunt the property.
这挺吓人的，牛鬼蛇神都退让啊！你爸来了。 我操你妈！这是符啊！我操他妈！这个符都落老长灰了。符，知道吗？哈密阿弥摩弥摩。 这也有，没有人气儿，这应该是做什么玩意儿？还有俩模特呢。我去！我去
！Whoa, okay.
我操你妈！
A large wooden board suddenly drops from the ceiling and barely misses Xiaolong. Now, this could just be a very strange coincidence caused by a loose board in a very decaying house. But what happens next is a lot harder to explain.
这有些线呢。 操你妈！可千万别让探险的捡着这帮王八犊子！我操你妈的！我操！
Two windows fly open and the exit door slams shut. A little freaked out now, Xiaolong runs outside to calm himself down. Eventually, he gathers his courage and heads back inside. He soon finds a room cluttered with old furniture, personal belongings, and boards from the caved-in ceiling. What happens next is downright chilling.
这镜子也老了。真黑呀！哎呦我操你妈！这里头真有点好东西，全是这老味儿，看着吗？啊！啊！
It's Freddy Krueger.
我操你妈！谁？我操你妈！
A terrifying pale face can be seen watching Xiaolong from the other side of a window. When he checks it out and opens the window, he only finds a small clay pot, right where the face appeared. But this was absolutely not just a simple optical illusion. You can see by comparing the pot and the face in the window. It's almost as if this strange face turned into a pot. Now that might make no sense, but this will not be the last time we see a creepy, unexplained clay pot. So stay tuned. Xiaolong explains that he now feels something very sinister in this place. A little later into the investigation, and he finds something very creepy. Again, we see a clay pot. Now, I reached out to Xiaolong to ask him about these strange pots, especially this one sitting on top of a covered cellar door. He explained to me that in China, occasionally clay pots like these are used to store the ashes of the deceased. The red cloth underneath the pot is placed there to ward off evil spirits.
Whoa.
But that doesn't stop our boy Xiaolong.
You. 哎呦我的！我操！我操你妈！这是井！我操你妈呀！我他妈跟他妈的那啥是一样的呢？这底下还带个小布。 哎，哎呦我操你妈！它好像动了呢！
I noticed that too. Looks like some of the dust is flying out.
我操你妈！那啥玩意儿呢？啊！我操你！操你妈的！操你妈！我操你妈的！操你妈
！After taking a well-deserved break in his car, Xiaolong heads back in alone one final time, intending to destroy what he now believes to be a cursed clay pot. It did not go well. A pair of hands seem to reach right up out of the ground, searching for something. The horrifying event is caught on live stream by Xiaolong, and his online viewers watch in terror. He finally makes a run for it and just gets out of there. So, is the abandoned creepy farm haunted by the malicious spirit of the old man?
That was live.
And who was left behind by his family? Let me know.
That's a nope for me, but
you can watch
yeah.
this and many more creepy videos of Xiaolong's investigations with English subtitles over on his YouTube channel, Outdoor Xiaolong. Disappearing Act. Paranormal investigator Alberto from the YouTube channel Alberto del Arco travels to a long-abandoned warehouse in Mexico. Locals claim to have no explanation or idea of what this location was used for or why it's abandoned. Many suspect that the structure was used for horrific illegal activities, such as hiding or disposing of the remains of the deceased. Some believe that this dark activity might have left the warehouse extremely haunted, and most people prefer to stay far away from the creepy site. Those who have dared to explore the creepy location claim to have witnessed shadows, heard ear-piercing screams, and some even say that they have fled from the sound of footsteps that seem to be following them, getting closer and closer. Together with his two cameramen, Alberto del Arco goes to investigate the alleged haunting. It doesn't take long before the guys begin to hear strange sounds and witness some very frightening activity.
Está muy raro. Ahí hay otro tambo. Hay mucha tierra. Entonces, esto ha ayudado para que también muchas personas... ¡Hijo de su madre! ¿Qué fue, güey? Vino de allá arriba, ¿no? Allá hay varios. Ay, güey, me dolió todo. Me asusté. Pudiera haber gente, ¿eh? De pronto pudiera haber personas que se meten. Al parecer ya se han robado partes de este sitio. Se ve algunas zonas quemadas.
A heavy gas can slams to the ground as if thrown from somewhere nearby. But that's not the only creepy thing that happens in this clip. Did you see it?
Dang it. You're always challenging my perception here.
Muy raro, ahí hay otro tambo, hay mucha tierra. Entonces esto ha ayudado para que también muchas personas... ¡Hijo de su madre! ¿Qué fue, güey? Vino de allá arriba, ¿no? Ahí hay varios. Ay, güey, me dolió todo. Me asusté. Pudiera haber gente, ¿eh? De pronto pudiera haber personas que se meten.
Oh, I saw it. I did
Al
see
parecer
it.
ya se han robado partes.
A dark shape. That's not the only creepy thing that happens in this clip.
Yeah, a dark shadow pops its head over right here.
Did you see it? Right above Alberto's head, a dark shape can be seen quickly peeking out. But when they go to check inside the room, there's no one there. Alberto and his team are completely unaware of what they've just captured. They continue their investigation of this strange warehouse, but as they explore inside, the cameraman captures something absolutely shocking.
Esto me imagino que eran una especie de tinas o contenedores, ¿sabes? Y mira, ahí hay unos ductos. Pero, ¿qué tenían aquí? ¿De qué era esta fábrica? Lo curioso es que ya preguntamos con los vecinos y nadie sabe exactamente qué es lo que había en este lugar. La temperatura sigue bajando, 22.2 de 22.9. Sí, baja muy rápido, baja muy drástico. Atrás de ti. ¿Qué fue? ¿Qué fue? A ver, puede haber gente, ¿eh? Atrás de ti. ¿Qué fue? ¿Qué fue?
Oh,
¿Qué fue? A ver, puede haber gente, ¿eh? Hola. ¿Lo tienes con tu cámara? ¿Lo tendrás con tu cámara? Hola. Pero eso está muy alto, ¿no? Digo, como para brincarle. Lo veo algo alto. Por allí hay escaleras, mira. Cuidado, Tony, ten cuidado, no te vayas a caer.
As the camera turns down a hallway, what looks like a pale, creepy figure can be seen quickly darting out of sight. When the team hurries over to investigate, they discover just how high the area is above the ground. For something to have been peeking around that corner, it would have had to be at least 7 or 8 feet tall. A little later into the investigation, and the three friends witness something else that is truly bizarre.
No entiendo. A ver, ¿hay alguien ahí parado, no? Allá. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? Allá se oyó algo. A ver, allá. A ver, con cuidado. Con cuidado. Hay alguien allá. Hola. Hola. Buenas noches. Ok, yo no sé ni para dónde ir. Tú ve para allá, Tony, yo creo. Ten cuidado, Memo. ¿Ves algo, Tony? ¿Se salió? Güey, yo vi a alguien parado, ahí. Sí. Hay algo cerca.
Alberto and his team watch as someone seems to walk away from them. At first, they believe this is simply a stranger who is also exploring the factory. But when they reach the area where they saw the dark figure of a man, again, there's just no one there. Cut to a bit later, and one of Alberto's cameramen claims that he sees something move in the brush.
No entiendo, pero pareciera que hay algo aquí. Digo, tal vez... Es que no sabemos qué fue esto. Pero pudiera haber algún tipo de... ¿Qué, güey? ¿Qué? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde? ¿Aquí? Pues a ver, alumbra un poquito para allá. ¿Viste algo? Cuidado, puede haber muchos animales.
Things just get more and more absurdly bizarre as a hand seems to reach out from the darkness and grab what appears to be either a cloth or an old paper. So, did the team capture evidence of paranormal activity at the mysterious warehouse? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax?
I don't see how they could fake some of the stuff that was produced on this video.
You decide. You can watch this full video and many more creepy investigations over on the YouTube channel, Alberto Del Arco. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter here, on Instagram there.
Whew. Dang, man, that. Those are some good ones tonight. Sorry this was kind of delayed. I've been uploading videos of At Dead of Night. So, and speaking of which, the finale will be up tomorrow. So, keep an eye out for that. And I will catch you guys in the next video. You have a good night. Take care. God bless. All glory to